Welcome in, everybody. Here we are on session number 20 of Bareback Jack songs. Thanks for stopping in. So on this one, I got a lot to talk about. So I hope that's okay if I'm going to drag this out for a little ways. So now the last video I posted, that was the last album that they had on vinyl. So now we moved on to CDs. And if you've been watching along, following along, you've probably heard me mention as I hold up the cover to whatever album, I'll say, now this is like top 5 favorite album covers or top 5 favorite albums. Well, we've come to my personal favorite album cover and album. And it's from 1989. I'll take it out of there's no glare. 1989, Powder River. I just love the cover, the title, Powder River, everything about it. And Dad wrote all these songs except for the last one. And this is also the introduction of the Western Underground band. And they all played on it. So on bass guitar, you had Gary Budmus-Bodley, Craig Goodale on drums, Bobby Jensen on keyboards, Mark Sissel on lead guitar. And they also have fiddle and pedal steel. I know Mark played fiddle. I don't think he played on the studio album, but I could be wrong. But let me tell you just a little story where the title or the name Western Underground came from. Because I'm a proud member of the original group, along with all my siblings. And so this is, mid 80s, late 80s, when the video cameras, came out, and those big ones. So a lot of you kids watching might not remember these, but they had VHS tapes in them. And Dad had a ball with it. He would go out in the hills and film, herds of antelope and deer and the cows and like a sunset and all that stuff. And I remember he went down to the rodeo grounds. They were bucking some horses out, and he filmed a bunch of that. And then he would go home and put music to it, like ZZ Top and Dire Straits. It's pretty cool. But I think I'd been playing drums for maybe 2 or 3 years. And we started making these videos, like little music videos. And so me and my siblings would dress up like little rock stars. And Dad would be filming. And we were playing along to Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive. And it was great. He would dress up. He was like the VJ, video disc jockey, whatever you want to call it. And he'd film himself saying, "Hey, all you crazy cats out there, I want to introduce you to a new rockin' band, the Western Underground." And then it would go to us, playing whatever these songs were, and good times. But I also remember me and Mom, I think, had gone into town, into Casper, I think, to pick Dad up at the airport or something. And came back in, and we had to stop in KC. They had to get some groceries or something. And there used to be a store called Babes. And the locals in KC would probably the only ones that might remember this, of this grocery store. And there was also the KC Meat Market. It's no longer there. We had a flood in KC back in, I think it was 2002, maybe. Pretty bad flood, and kind of took that with it. But I remember they went inside, and I stayed in the van and listening to this album, and it was just amazing. I was like, wow, this sounds great. So it was hard to pick just one song off of here. I love them all. Like I said, Dad wrote all of them except for the last one, which is The Lone Ranger, the William Tell Overture, which when I was a kid, I was the Lone Ranger. But the one I chose to play off of here is the first track. Yeah. It's called Sons of the Pioneers. And it kind of fits me pretty good because I'm very proud to carry on the family tradition. And proud to just carry on the torch of Ladue music. So, and if you want to try to find my stuff, you can go to nedladue.com. Little plug right there. So here we go, Sons of the Pioneers. Well, away out west where the wild wind blows, the eagle flies and the sagebrush grows. Traditions are holding on, you'd be glad to hear. Being kept alive by the sons of the pioneer. Got a young cowboy up in old Montana, boots and spurs on a black bandana, and he rides the wild prairie rounding up those steers. He's like his daddy, he's the son of the pioneer. Well, from Texas clear up to Idaho, from the mountains to the plains, they got the blood of Crockett and Geronimo flowing through their veins. Well, the wild old west may be changing some, but tradition it perseveres, being kept alive by the sons of the pioneers. Swing it now. Yeah. There's a gal down in Texas with a great big hat. She likes roping and dancing and things like that. And if you need a hand, it's your brand and she will volunteer. And she's a wild prairie flower and a daughter of the pioneer. She's got braids and a hat and an eagle feather. He rides wild broncs and there ain't none better. And his great granddaddy was a chief on the wild frontier. He's a proud son of the original pioneer. Well, from Texas clear up to Idaho, from the mountains to the plains, they got the blood of Crockett and Geronimo flowing through their veins. Well, the wild old west may be changing some, but tradition that perseveres, being kept alive by the sons of the pioneers. Being kept alive by the sons of the pioneers. Something like that. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. See you, folks.